and welcome back to another episode. So yes, we are doing my games room tour of 2025 or 2026. Whenever. 2025. So yeah, let's get started. So yeah, we are doing my games room tour of 2025. A few things have changed in here this year. Quite some stuff, got rid of some stuff. So yeah, moved a hell of a lot of stuff around. So I guess we'll start with this. This is probably the biggest change. A new set of shelves, which is just basically my old black shelves, sellotaped to some brown shelves with some very bad woodwork. Baby! So yeah, we've got Buggy the Clown from One Piece and my new my Mario Kart poster, which is up there now. Then this is where the N64 stuff has moved to, as well as the Wii U, the Virtual Boy, including my very nice copy of Mario Clash, which has just made everything fall over, which is grand. And my NES collection, my SNES collection, and this is my Scott Pilgrim pin badge container, so I thought that would kill some space. And then slightly further down we've got, so I went through an absolute purge of the Wii U, of the Wii games, cleared out dozens of them, made some space. That's sort of the principal thing here, is there's now space, because originally a lot of this was confined to one shelf. Now it's confined to also one shelf, and then we've just got some game books and a couple bits of cardboard to keep the thing level. We've also changed some other bits in the corner, so that's the N64 bag with the N64 in it, and basically I've cleared out all the GameCube stuff, so now there's just some miscellaneous boxes. Some other miscellaneous stuff, like my wife's Spyro statue box and an old radio cassette player, which, you know, I only got mostly so I could play this from the Stanley Parable collection, which is now a Stanley Parable alcove, which that is still sealed somewhat, which is fine. Yeah, so yeah, I really like Stanley Parable, so that moved there. And then sort of up here, I cleaned out a lot of space. This is now just Amiibo, the Virtual Boy, pushed back sufficiently, and my Super Nintendo Action Pack, which is pretty cool. And then here we've got my Wii U Collector's Editions / well, not all of them. 3 of 4 of them are up there now. But yeah, that got tidied up. I bought Disney Infinity version 3 for like £6 the other week, so I couldn't really say no. And then we've now got GameCube taking up 3 alcoves, because I've bought a lot of GameCube this year, like an inordinate amount, including Gotcha Force and Cubivore and Extreme. Actually, to be fair, Extreme G3. I think I nicked that case. Or did I just buy that? I might have just bought that. Did I just buy that? No, I nicked that case. Yeah, I nicked that case. Nicked a couple of others as well, but we'll get around to that. And then we've got Cheshire from Bayonetta, and just, to be fair, the DS stuff hasn't moved. That's just sort of stayed where it needs to stay, which is all good. And then we've just got some smaller boxes, because I threw out all of those. I had a bunch of black fabric and cardboard boxes, and quite frankly, a lot of the stuff in there was getting somewhat mouldy, which is kind of disgusting. So I've bought some boxes to hopefully mitigate that, which, to be fair, it has been. Wii hasn't moved, Switch hasn't moved. This, well, not much, actually. I've cleared out quite a few Switch games, and now they're just kind of in one section. Wii U, I think I cleared out 1 game from last week, which was Call of Duty, so who cares? But yeah, we've now got room for 5 Switch 2 games. which isn't bad. There were 6. I did have Mario Kart World, but I'll be damned if I play that game. God, it was bloody awful. I got more use out of Kirby Air Riders and I've had it for 2 days at the time of recording, so no. No. Got my desk, including my new piranha plant. Don't know why his mouth's open. And then down there is my Halo sword. To be fair, that used to have Chaos Eater from Darksiders as well, but now that's moved somewhere else. Yeah, somewhat big changes. So yeah, we've got the... Ooh, that doesn't look... Looks precarious. Yeah, Brutal Legend Shrine has grown pretty substantially this year. Got the lighter, got the sign thing from Tim Schafer, which is really sick. Got the Brutal Legend coasters from So they did a big charity auction for the California wildfires earlier this year, and I spent £150 on 4 coasters, which is why he's like, enjoy your drinks. I hope your drinks enjoy them. And I'm like, no, I'm not using that. And then we've got the big poster that they were very, very nice to also follow up with, which I'm just going to move slightly for when we get to the corner. But yeah, and I also got Psychology this year for my lovely mother. But yes, this is where the PlayStation stuff has moved. So we've got PS1. I've cleared out a lot of that recently. PS2, same thing. The Cave. Yeah, so this is more Double Fine stuff that I picked up as well, which I have now paid off the PayPal credit, which is great. PSP and PS Vita. Then we've got PS3. Don't know why that's not there. Yes, I did actually buy an additional copy of Heavy Rain, so I could have a decent one of these. I have... Focus. Okay, whatever. I have stapled this thing together, so it looks a little bit more like the front cover of that game. But yeah, so that's pretty neat. And then we've got PS4. Don't ask me why Extinction is out the front like that. It's mostly so I remember to play the bloody thing. PS5. I have cleared this out like at least twice this year, just because, I'll be perfectly honest with you, whilst I like the PS5, there's a lot of games on it I don't fucking play, so it's a bit of a waste of time. And then in the corner there, we've just got some miscellaneous tat for Starlink, and my Astrobot controller for the PS5 that I've only used with Astrobot, which, you know, healthy. Then some books, including... Yep, I found that in a charity shop, which was really cool. And the Exodus Traveller's Handbook that I got earlier this year, which was pretty cool. And I got this from the London Science Museum, which was very cool. I disagree with quite a number of the games there, specifically because 2004, World of Warcraft. No. No. There were a lot of other games that year. Half-Life 2, for example. And then we've just got some miscellaneous bits and bobs from where I have redone a lot of those. There we go. My Brutal Legend picture still. And then this is my wife's corner. Hasn't changed at all, to be fair. Most of our games are still in the living room, which is helpful. PC. So, yes, stripped out PC massively this year. This was taking up a good chunk of here. So now it's here, and it is filling up 4 alcoves. Because I cleaned out about 2 garbage bags worth of PC games that I'm never going to play. As evidenced by the 2 empty alcoves. And then sort of down here, this is just Sega console stuff, which... Why's that doing that? It's a fucking Game Gear, that's why. Yeah, and then here we've got Vectrex, PS5, PS4, and the keyboard. And then this has undergone a little bit of a redo, the top up here. So a lot of this stuff is my wife's, and it all used to be up here. And then I had a lot of different figures and stuff sitting here. So I thought, move them. Move all the figures. So a lot of the figures are gone. There's now just these ones, like Blasto, my Dark Void figurine. You will not find that around too much anymore. 40 quid on a fucking VS from Lost Planet, Conquer, etc. Omnimon or Millenniummon or Omegamon or whatever the fuck they're naming it nowadays. Yeah, the dust vinyl. And then up here, we've got my pseudo Tower of Power. Look at that cable thing. And a lock-on thing from Sega. So I found that in a shop, sort of down by the sea. And I thought, hey, yeah, why not? And then we've got my twin stick and the doodad. Then sort of down there, there's absolutely nothing, which is fine. And then we've got the Sega stuff. So I have cleaned out the Mega Drive stuff quite a lot. This used to be like all of here and then a couple here. A lot of that's gone. I've added Virtua Hamster because of a guy selling it on eBay. Couldn't really say no. Sega Saturn. No, hang on. This is untidy. How could I? There we go. So yeah, Sega Saturn on 2 shelves, including Sonic Top Trumps. Mostly because I ended up getting this, I think, for Christmas last year. I was like, hey, I need to clear this up a little bit. I think I still need to sort of move it to the side because Magic Knight Reyes just sort of sat awkwardly there when it really should be in the top games I have for this system. And it's pretty busy under there. And then we got Dreamcast. So Dreamcast is slightly tucked away, but I do remember it on occasion when I go, hey, maybe I should be playing the Dreamcast. You know, I've got Shadow Man to play through, and Power Stone 1 and 2, and Shenmue if I want to torture myself. Okay, so yeah. Next bit's where a lot has also changed. So yeah, a lot changed here. So earlier in the year, I had all of the Bionicle here in this sort of second row, and it looked like shit. So I moved all the PlayStation stuff here, and all the Bionicle crap is shoved into here. But we'll start with the top shelf. That is my Neo Geo CD collection, Polymega collection, sort of Turbo Graphics PC Engine, and then all of that is 3DO, which is very nice. And at some point I will start replacing shitty old cases like this for something like Operation Jumpgate, for reproduction cases like this for Battle Sport, which will be lovely. Then we've just got some Burrock. This is my Audio Adventures collection. There is one new game out which I will be buying when I get paid because I really like this thing. It is 100% worth it. TrumanToys.com. Heartily recommend. Really, really do. Really nice guy. Really cool system. I've shown it off a couple of times. Then we got Toa and Vahi. And then we got Rockshi, Makuta. Then a very ugly section I 100% need to redo because I absolutely despise how it looks, which is my Polymega stuff. Yeah. Especially seeing as coming up very soon is going to be another module, hopefully, for Atari. I did buy the gun last month in October. Oopsie. But yeah, I sort of refunded it because I was like, I want the games first. So there's 4 games on the Polymega collection I don't have. My wife has been wonderful enough to buy me the remaining 6 I didn't have. So I'm actually just missing 4, which I will buy because I'm going to be honest, I like these things. They're cool. I like owning games like this. It's nice to have physical media, and I'm going to be honest, fucking expensive, hideously, prohibitively expensive. Still buy it anyway. But yeah. So yeah, I need to sort out the Polymega bit. Eventually these Bionicle just sort of go into a case or into a box somewhere. It's just they're on display now because why not? Sorry. I mean, as collections grow, or I get rid of games, one of the two. Sorry. Yeah, as I get rid of games, the plan will be... Sorry, get new games. The plan will be replace these shelves, contents of Barnacle, probably with new stuff. So, for example, say I get a bunch of the Polymega stuff, that will sort of take up here. 3DO will move here, maybe, or it will be a case of Neo Geo and Polymega and TurboGrafx move into here. That could probably stay, to be fair. That's why it's like Games Toys console. Ludicrously expensive console, but ludicrously expensive console nonetheless. And then the plan would be move those, move the Polymega bits into where the rock sheet and whatnot are, and go from there. No change. I have cleared out a couple games from here recently, just because I'm on a bit of a purge, because I just have too many shit I'm not going to play. Xbox and GameCube have largely been the ones that I've avoided. I think there's a couple games I got rid of from here, mostly stuff from like charity shops I picked up for £1 when I was never going to play them. But yeah, been cleared out quite a lot of these because Xbox has been collectively shitting itself for months. 360, sort the same, fell over, helpful. Chaos Eater, and then it looks like there's less Xboxes there, but it's mostly because the Xbox 360 my wife was using for Guitar Hero, and I was using the Xbox One to, well, play Halo, pretty much, until I got the Polymega, at which point, the Steam Deck, at which point, no point. Okay, yeah, so, this is new. So, originally my Atari VCS was here, but now it's here, in front of the Jaguar, which is leering out at me, along with a bunch of miscellaneous Atari crap that I still need to sort through. I haven't really bought any new Atari for quite a long time. I know there's a bunch of like new games out for the 7800 and Atari 2600, but there's literally no point. And to be fair, I haven't plugged in the VCS in about 4 months, which I should probably do because I like that console. Newest thing on here are these. So yeah, I've picked up about, was that four? Picked up about 4 ColecoVision games. Yet to actually play the ColecoVision because I'm a little concerned about its power cable. It doesn't look safe. But yeah, this is new. So, the Action Max. Yes, I have talked about this a little bit. I have actually picked up 2 of the games. It is a VHS. This is a console that plays VHS, and the arsehole who had this before me didn't have the fucking courtesy to rewind it. What a dick. But yeah, logically, these will play in a VHS. Then this, you plug into the TV and you shoot the red dot, which is here on the screen. We'll see how that goes, because this thing is pretty much unplayed, which is cool. And then we've got my Playdate, which was fucking expensive. But yeah. So that's the Games Room tour. I've trimmed it down a little bit this year. What are you doing there? Go back. Yeah, I've trimmed it down a little bit this year just because there's not really... Like, whilst there are some massive changes, there's not really much point me going through every fucking collection. I mean, I've picked up a good number of N64 games this year, and yeah, not fucking played them. But I've also played a lot of GameCube. I've also bought a lot of GameCube games this year, which has been lovely. Yeah, so should be good. Should be good. I don't think there'll be many changes in here, sort of as the years, as next year goes on. Outside of the slow purchasing of probably more Switch 2 games. Though to be fair, I think there are... Where's my list? So I've got one more coming this year, which is Metroid Prime 4. And then there's only really 2 left I'm tangentially interested in, which are Splatoon Raiders, which I would like to get, provided they do it game key. They don't do it as a fucking game key. And the other one is Fortune's Weave, because I'm a big Fire Emblem fan. Big Fire Emblem fan. Not so much Engage, it was trash. But yeah, that's it for another week, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. Next week's gonna be a bit of a special one, because basically I'm going to be doing my... What am I going to be doing? Oh yes, we're going to be doing 6 months with the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, I didn't actually do a Switch 2 video because I didn't see the fucking point. But yeah, we'll be going through all 6 games I will have played by that point, because Metroid, I think, will have arrived by the time the video would be due to go out. It's due on that Thursday rather than that Tuesday. So yeah, rather than just waste everybody's time with another week's wait, I'm just going to go ahead and do that next, and then we'll see what the third video will be. I'm not too sure. But yeah, thank you very much. I will see you next time, and have a good day.